All right, Chris Popper here in Bangor. I'm joined by Coach Peter Austin, who just had a birthday last week. Um, and I know you wished you could have been in the gym. Normally, you spend your birthdays in the gym. I spend my birthdays in the gym. But happy belated birthday! And who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Look at you doing a video interview.
Well, as you know, I had a little bit of help, but here we are. Yeah, and I'm usually playing. I know the last, I think 3 years or even 4 years that we're usually playing on my birthday, and I think we finally won one last year.
Yeah, so we didn't want to like break the streak, so just didn't play this year. Um,
Correct.
it's got to be great to have been back in the gym and having the first game the other day against Hampden Academy.
Yeah, it feels good, and I think the kids are adjusting to wearing the mask. I know their stamina for wearing the mask is a little bit harder, but I think they're getting a little bit used to it now. Of course, they're making the mask a little bit better. So I think they're adjusting well.
It's a new look team this year. I mean, I saw the box score from the 1 point loss to Hampden. I mean, you've got to feel great leading Hampden through three quarters, and then there was that little collapse in the fourth. But for three against a Class A team that's been among the perennial league leaders.
Yeah, that night it didn't feel too good, but blowing a 12, 14 point lead most of the game, or 10 point most of the game, it didn't feel good. But overall, we're returning one player that actually played any amount of minutes from last year. And looking back at what we did, and in that game, I came out pleased with the game. I mean, other than the loss, and we didn't really close out too well in the fourth. They did outscore us 20-5 I think it was 20-5 in the fourth.
Yeah.
But we had our chances. It's going to take a little bit of growth to get everybody getting used to the mask, playing in the big spotlight now. Even though it's not as pressurized as like a normal season would be. But we did a lot of good things on against the Hampden game. Unfortunately, we just had one bad quarter, and that cost us the game.
Very interesting to play and very different to play without anyone there, isn't it? I mean, it's just
it is. And I was talking to Russ Barley before the game. We almost thought it was kind of like a scrimmage, and we actually said we probably wouldn't lose any sleep on whoever lost the game. But I actually did lose sleep
right.
on that game. But it was a little bit subdued, I think, and but it was good just to be on the court. I think the kids really enjoyed being out there just to compete. And playing someone different than other than each other during practices.
What kind of changes are you making? I mean, you can't scream like normal because.
Well, I think they can still hear me.
Oh, I know they can hear you. I mean, in normal talk they can hear you, but
the big thing is for me, at least from that first game, was how much rest do they need? Am I overplaying some of them? And looking back, I think I actually did. Maybe I should sub a little bit more because they're getting a little bit winded. And of course, we did do a lot of pressing, which might have tired us out a little bit. But we're all learning here. As far as how many minutes each player can play, and I got to make sure we have our legs in the fourth quarter.
Well, I broadcast the girls' game against Hampden, the JV, and then the varsity, and then I did the JV game yesterday, Thursday, against Bucksport, and I'm broadcasting in a mask. And I'll tell you, I'm never so happy as when there's a timeout, because at least then I can take a breath and pull the mask down, get a drink of water. I mean,
right.
It's I can't imagine running up and down the court.
I'm sure it's tough, and I know when they come on timeouts, they'll go get their water breaks, and they'll pull the mask out a little bit just so they can breathe a little bit more. But I think overall they're doing a pretty good job with it, and I mean, so far so good. And hopefully we can just keep playing and finish our schedule out and have a little tournament at the end.
Well, that's the thing, is that every day that you play is just I think no one's taking anything for granted now.
No, not anymore.
Every practice, every game, and it's like, I mean, in a normal season, you'd sit there and you'd say, oh my God, we got practice again, and it's our third game in the week, and now it's like, woohoo, we get 3 games in a week. I mean, it's really, you're looking forward to things.
Right. I mean, in normal years, I've already played 12, 13, 14 games, probably by, at least 12 games.
Right.
And, we're thinking about what position you might be getting into the tournament and who you need to beat and who you need so you can stay ahead of, so you can get a bye and later on in the tournament. So it is different this way. The good thing with this team is I have no seniors on the team. So they will all hopefully get back into the tournament for next year.
Yeah.
So hopefully have a regular season next year.
Now, so tonight you've got the game at Bucksport. That game is going to be broadcast on the Bucksport. I guess it's season cast or something. We'll put a link to it. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, next week you play MDI, and that'll be MDI's first game. You'll have had the luxury of having had 2 games under your belt, but pretty special anytime you play MDI.
Yeah, it will be. I mean, you're going down to MDI, you hear that band down there, and the crowd is always good down there. It's fun going down there. And now it'll certainly be different on both sides. When they come to us, it'll be the same thing. So,
knowing Bunky, I'm sure he'll have a recording of the Jesus Christ Superstar or something going on.
And I'm sure the speaker will be right under my bench.
If it wasn't, it will now be.
Yeah, so. Probably will be, I'm sure.
What can you tell us a little bit about the team? I know you had a couple great, a typical Ellsworth high school team. You had some great 3-point shooting the other night. Chance Mercier ended up with 21. Brett Bragdon had 3 threes for 9 points. And I think overall you hit 7 threes.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of how Hampden was. They got the 6'7", 6'8" guy in the middle, so it was difficult for us to score unless we was off the break. But it was difficult for us to get any good-looking shots, in the paint. So it left our 3-point shooters open. Overall, that's what we're going to be doing this year anyway. We're going to be trying to get up and down the court more so than we did last year. We were a little bit more patient. We need to push the ball. We need to press a little bit more. Like I said earlier, we only have one player back from we had any significant playing time last year.
Hunter, right? Hunter Curtis.
And, so I think like I said, we're learning to play with each other and how I'm learning how to sub and try to get the subbing pattern down. And I think we learned a lot that first game, and hopefully we can just keep growing on that and getting better and better.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I can't be at Bucksport tonight because they're not letting anyone in there. So otherwise I was going to be there, but we will have on next Wednesday the game at MDI, and we've got a couple more games of yours next week. So looking forward, and we'll have the box score and recap of tonight's game on our website. So we wish you the best of luck.
Well, thank you.
You've got
I'll see you Wednesday anyway.
Yes, and you've got your maroon shirt. You're all ready.
I changed just for you.
Yeah, for tonight. All right, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We'll see you.